As a secondary school teacher of personal development, which is the combination of PSHCE and RSE, personal development seems less of a mouthful than that, which is why we've called it that. I was able to choose what I taught and what order I teach it in. And I wanted to start with what I believe is the most important thing. And I taught the same lesson to every class that I had, which is year 8 up to year 11. And this lesson is on self love. And I'm going to do it every year, whether they've had it before or not. This is how important I think it is. We often feel less than. We often judge ourselves. And for teenagers, I think that is more than we can even imagine. Their self esteem, their self confidence, their self value, and their self worth, I really think that it is much lower than when we were that age. Yes, we had, or I had, I'm 50s ish. Yes, I'm 50 ish too. Um, when I was that age, I didn't have the issues that they do today, bombarded by the image of what is right, bombarded by thoughts and opinions, whether you're with those people or not. And that is what social media does to our teenagers. Now, I love social media. I think it's so incredible how we can communicate. We haven't got to ask permission from our parents anymore to use that telephone and then be scared that our friend's parent would answer it, because that was pretty scary. Some of my friends' parents were frightening, some of them were lovely. But clearly, I don't think any of my friends' parents were as frightening as my mother. Sorry, mum, but you are pretty scary sometimes. Anyway, social media, back to the topic in hand. Social media is such a fabulous tool, but it can also, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? It's so powerful and so excellent with communicating. I know what my friends from school are doing because of Facebook. Yes, I'm that era that still uses Facebook, not really using TikTok or Snapchat as much as perhaps I should be. But social media's given us that ability to connect with people that we would have lost contact with otherwise. But for our youngsters, for our teenagers, they're able to do that, but they're also bombarded with what they should look like, as are we. But I would hope that we are a bit more sure of who we are, that we are old enough and we're wiser now that we actually don't give a shit about what happened in the past anymore. I think being in my 50s has been just, I love getting older because you learn more and more that things matter less and less, and we learn from those experiences. But our youngsters, they are battling to survive this world where they are absolutely bombarded with what they should look like, what they should wear, how they should do their hair and their makeup, and what other people are doing that looks so great. Now, I've seen some really funny reels on TikTok and Facebook recently about all these filters, and they are hilarious. They have me crying with laughter sometimes. But also, there's these filters, aren't there, that can make you look just incredible. I don't know how they do it. Anyway, back to what I started with saying about this self love. We feel, our teenagers feel, our children can feel less than so very, very often, that there's something lacking, there's something not quite right, or they want to be different than what they are. And I think that's really sad. It comes down to the way we parent our children. That's one thing. And I'll be doing many more chats about parenting and how to repair when we've got it wrong. And I'm a parent of 3 children. My youngest is now 25, and they're all pretty amazing. But I want to share what I know about that and with my psychology head on as well. But that's for more podcasts or videos or whatever later on. Now, back to this self-love. No matter how old you are, if you feel less than, if you judge yourself, if you beat yourself up about when you've messed up or when you've failed, if you don't feel that you love yourself in a beautiful, pure way, and I'm not talking about narcissistic way, I'm not talking about being arrogant, I'm not talking about I am better than everybody else. That isn't love. That's egoism. That's me separate to you. That's not what I'm talking about. If you don't love yourself, then what I'm going to go through today, I've picked up from Louise Hay and Robert Holden with the books that I've read of theirs, which are great. Definitely recommend those. And a lot of what I'm saying now about the things to do are taken from their book that they co-authored. So I want you, if you feel that you don't love yourself in a beautiful, whole way, if you judge yourself for when you mess up and you don't forgive yourself easily, then I want you to really take on board on what I'm going to say today. Now, I really believe you need to hear these truths, but it takes action as well. Yes, you're going to have to do something. So I want you to pause this in a second, go and get something to write with, go and get something to write on. Don't make it your mobile phone. Actually, handwriting stuff is really good for us therapeutically and psychologically. There's research that supports that theory. So put me on pause, go and grab your pencil or pen and something to write on. Okay, have you got that now? Great. So there's going to be other times that I want you to pause this video as well. You need to find a mirror, a big enough mirror so that you can see, hopefully, your whole body, top to bottom. Maybe stand in front of it. If you haven't got a mirror that you can stand in front of, then sit in front of maybe a dressing table mirror. But I don't want a little mini one like that. No, that's not good enough. I want a big mirror where you can really see you in it. So what you're going to do, you're going to find that mirror, you're going to go and stand in front of it or sit in front of it. And I want you to look in that mirror at yourself. Look in your eyes. Really, really look. And then when you've seen you, carry on looking and then say, all that is, Creator loves me. Now, your word for all that is, Creator, could be God or Source or Universe or life. You don't have to be spiritual. You don't have to be religious for this to have impact on you. If you're not religious and you're not spiritual, that's okay. So say a word like life loves me. So look in that mirror, look in your eyes and say, life loves me, or whatever word you choose. I would choose the word creator. Creator loves me. And when you say those words, be aware of what is happening. Be aware of your responses. So be aware of your physical response. What's happening in your body? Do you feel as if your throat is choking up, that saying those words, looking in your eyes, is difficult? Does that feel, have you got something going on there? Or maybe something in your chest or your abdomen or your belly? What is going on in your body? Take note, write that down. So that's sensations. So the first thing you're writing down, you're looking in that mirror, you're saying, life loves me. Write down what physical sensations, what body messages are happening in your body right now. Then what I want you to do is say that again. And what heart thoughts are happening? What feelings are happening at that time? Do you feel embarrassed? Do you feel warm? Do you feel that you need to look away? What's going on with your emotions, your feelings? And if you don't know, write down what you would know if you did know. So if you're finding it really difficult to label and connect with those feelings and be able to verbalize them, just think, okay, if I did know what those feelings were, what would they be? And I want you to write those down as well. And then the third thing that I want you to write down is the mental commentary, the thoughts that you are having when you're saying those words. What thinking is going on in that brain of yours? What's going on? So write that down as well. And I want you to look in that mirror, say, Creator loves me, or life loves me. And then write down those 3 responses. So what sensations, what body feelings, what heart feelings, what heart thoughts are going on, and what thinking, what thoughts, what mental commentary are going on. So 1, sensations, 2, feelings, 3, thoughts. And guess what? I'm going to give you a bit of homework to do. Obviously, this is optional because I'm not going to check up. But I want you to do this every morning. Ideally in the mornings, not the evenings, but at least a few times every day. So when you wake up, and it might be that you want to write a prompt on your mirror. I used to do that for positive affirmations, just to remind myself things to say. Get a bit of eyeliner or lip liner and write that on your mirror, or just a marker pen. Marker pen comes off really easy with nail varnish remover. So guys, I don't know if you've got nail varnish remover, but I'm sure you better find somewhere. Or white spirit, that would work as well. So look in the mirror every morning and say those words: life loves me, or God loves me. And look in your eyes and be honest with the responses that you are writing down. And once you finish, the last statement that I want you to say is, I am willing for Creator to love me today. I am willing to let life or Creator love me today. And I want you to do this, as I've said, every morning or every evening. Going to be tricky. Some people find it hard to do that, and it takes weeks to get to that place where they can stand in front of that mirror, look in the eyes, look at yourself, look at themselves, and say those words. And then once you feel comfortable with those feelings, and it might take a while, you then go to the next level and you say, I love you. You look at you and you might even want to say your name. So I love you, Rachel. That's my name, obviously. You're not going to be saying that. You're going to say your name. And so you say, I love you. And then again, how is that making you feel physically? How is that making you feel emotionally? And what thoughts are running around? Are you thinking that, no, you don't, I don't deserve it? Or are you getting in that place where you can love you, where you can allow all that is, the Creator of all that is, God, life, love you? Or are you judging yourself? So something I want to come on to about judgments now. We are really good at judging ourselves. And how do I know that? Because I hear us judging others, and we only judge others when we judge ourselves, when we're in that self-judgmental place. Because what comes out of our mouths is a reflection of what's inside of us, what's in our hearts. So when we hear people be angry at us or at somebody else, or say a nasty comment, that's basically where they're struggling themselves. So if I feel resentful or frustrated or impatient with something that's going on or with somebody, all I need to do is remember, hang on, Rach, what's going on in you? What are you frustrated about in you? Is your criticism of that person actually a failing of my own? So much more about that in other recordings too. But this thing about judgment, I want you to do this. And again, I want you to know that this is, again, advice from Robert Holden and Louise Hay. Can't recommend them enough. So these thoughts that we have when we judge ourselves are not our thoughts. They are just thought. They're in our head. They're not true. They are not real. My thoughts are my thoughts. You don't know what my thoughts are unless I'm sharing them with you. Where do they come from? Where do they go? And that's what's so incredible about thought. We can change our thought as quickly as flicking a finger, as quickly as a blink. And so our thoughts can stop having power over us. And this is why I recommend meditation, visualization, getting into a still place. And there's loads of those that are on my YouTube channel that you can tap into. Loving kindness meditation, for example, where you fill your mind with those thoughts about yourself and about somebody else too. But again, look at my YouTube channel for that. So what I want you to do, recognize that this thinking is not the truth. It's just thought. The thing is, we have the same thoughts. 90% of the thoughts that we think every day, I think that's what the statistics are the same thoughts that we had the day before. And often these are not happy, loving, kind, empathic thoughts. Often they are judgmental thoughts, judgmental towards ourselves and to others. So what I want you to do now, again, another activity for you. I want you to really connect with your true, pure mind, not this babble of thoughts that have come from other places, parents, friends, teachers, whatever, media. But when we connect with our true, original mind before all the crap came in and started filling it up. So what you're going to do, you're going to find a lovely, quiet space for yourself. It could be lying down on your bed or a nice, comfortable chair, just you. You're going to sit down or lie down. You're going to let your body relax. And again, if you want to get used to being able to let that happen, go to my YouTube channel. There's quite a few relaxations on there. Because if you find that your mind is babbling, that's normal. But you can start learning how to recognize that and not listening to the babble, not listening to that talk. So get yourself comfortable. Get a quiet space for yourself. Let your body relax. So feel your body. Let it relax and then put your hand over your heart chakra. So just center chest there. And then just focus on your breath. You can never stop your thoughts, so don't ever try to stop your thoughts. That's okay. Just focus on your breath. Breathe in and out through your nose beautifully, deeply. And when you have done that a couple of times, ask yourself, what is it like to be me when I am not judging myself? And then think about that answer. And think about it. And then ask the question again. What is it like to be me when I'm not judging myself? And again, think about that answer. And ask the question again. What is it like to be me when I'm not judging myself? and take time thinking about that response again. And when I did this for the first time, and again when I was teaching the lesson to my year 8s, 9s, whatever, I had to stop myself from weeping, just thinking about how free we can be when we are not judging ourselves. And when we stop judging ourselves, we can stop much more easily judging other people. So that's what I want to leave you with today. Much more is coming. It's just a quick one, only 20 minutes or so. So go with that, practice that. Every morning, do the mirror work. Go to Life Loves Me. Then after a few days, when you're feeling comfortable with that, go to I love you, Rachel, or I love me, anything like that. And then also ask yourself, get yourself comfortable, focus on your breath. What is it like to be me when I'm not judging myself? Let me know how you get on. Lots of love to you. Become a person who loves you much more deeply, much more wholly.